Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another episode of the Backyard Sportscenter podcast. Today is going to be a little bit of a different episode because today we will be talking not only about the Backyard Sports Series and the rBBL, we also will be talking about the upcoming World Baseball Classic. Today, I have with me Freakshow, World Baseball Classic fanatic over here.
Hey, a little bit of one, but yeah, glad to be on your podcast, Nate.
When you're talking in DMs about it, just your all like your kind of research that you've done, over the past 12 or 16 years or so of this was kind of remarkable, and how much passion and excitement that you have for the World Baseball Classic. So could not talk about it at least somewhat, and that's one thing that I've wanted to kind of start sprinkling in more, is to talk more about IRL sports as well. So it's hard to find the time to do it, but you definitely have the expertise, and it was definitely an opportunity that I could not pass up.
Well, I appreciate it, and let's get into it then. We could check the rosters out and such.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so let me pull that tab up here.
First thing that I do want to talk about is that tell everyone about, you kind of made like some like custom rosters on the show, I believe you were saying.
Oh yeah. MLB 18, the show it was. Yeah, I don't know. I just had because I believe I saw a little bit of the World Baseball Classic in 17, and so I just kind of a few months later had the idea. Well, how about if I put together my own roster of, say, like, when I was around my time frame when I was born in the 90s, like 90s to current day, like what would it look like for every team that's probably been in the World Baseball Classic? How would that look? And so I just kind of delved into it. Pretty long project. I never did quite finish it all. I kind of ran out of time, but I never did get to actually post it to the vault, unfortunately. But it's still saved on my console, so I got it for future reference and stuff.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was a lot of time and effort that went into all that.
yeah. It was a whole good few hours a day when I had time for it and stuff. So it definitely took some time out. It was neat, to kind of refresh my memory on some of the players I watch from time to time.
What kind of like just made you want to do it? Because you just like the concept of the World Baseball Classic?
Yeah, just the concept of it, really. Because I think it's also a little bit out of frustration too, because they kind of tease, some of the countries kind of tease you, like these players are going to play, and then they end up dropping out last minute and they're not going to play, and I'm like, or some countries' rosters are like kind of lame compared to others. I'm like, yeah, let's make them better. Take out players to use. So that's when I was like, yeah, let's see if we can make the best of the best for as many teams as I can. Kind of thing.
No, are you someone that's really big on like the Olympics when it comes around every 4 years?
Like the summer or winter or both or what?
Both, yeah, or either one.
Yeah, the first one I remember seeing, I think, was probably 2010. I want to say, when I saw Shaun White do his thing. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
pretty awesome. Yeah, I might have seen a little bit of the '08 Summer Olympics too. I don't remember too, but I believe I was in Beijing, if I recall. Yeah, after that I would just kind of watch here and there. They want to come on. Like I think the handball. I saw handball for the Summer Olympics. That looked really fun to play. I wish that was around here. I see it's like really popular in Europe, but there's nothing. Like U.S. needs to get on board with that that sport. That looks really fun.
That's one of my favorites to watch, and I had the same, thought. Like, I wish we could, have like some like rec leagues or something. You could just, grab your friends and go play it.
Seriously, man, me and you,
because it looks so much fun,
dude. It really does, because it's combining like the aspect of accuracy and throwing and baseball, and then kind of like a little bit of movement, like a court basketball, or it feels like it just feels like it'd be something I'd really enjoy.
It's like a mixture of basketball, soccer, and dodgeball.
Yeah, soccer too. Yeah, a little soccer feel to it. Oh, definitely dodgeball. Yeah, no doubt. Definitely dodgeball.
But it just looks like so much fun.
Oh, dude.
At least I don't think I would like to be the goalie. I would not want to be the goalie.
That is true. You might be having to block some 90 mile an hour throws. That are not going to feel too great.
Could you imagine being being a goalie and you have Randy Johnson throwing a 100-mile-an-hour
fireball burns holes in your clothes. Feel like playing paintball.
It would be. Yeah. I think some of the earliest memories I have are like either from like '04 or '08 summer, watching like Michael Phelps just win like all the gold medals.
Oh yeah, Michael Phelps. Is he the most? Does he have the most gold of anybody?
I believe so, from a singular person.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Shaun White has to be up there too. But yeah, Michael Phelps was amazing swimmer.
And like now all these Olympians that, we grew up watching are now like retired or whatever, and it makes us feel old.
Yeah, I'm getting up there, dude. I'm getting close to 30 now, so it's pretty crazy now. All these players are like coming up into the big leagues are 20, 18. Minor leagues are 18. Dang, it's just so weird now. Like I'm older than these guys.
Yeah, it makes you feel old for sure. I definitely feel that. But on one hand, it kind of like makes you like want to get into the gym and get the best shape of your life while you can.
Yeah, exactly. Stay in shape as long as you can, and try to get in the shape you maybe wish you'd stayed in longer.
Yeah, I definitely need to. That's one of my goals. Once I kind of get some of my aching ailments that I've been dealing with for a little bit. Once I get those situated, I gotta go hard.
Yeah, sounds like a plan, man.
Yeah, that's the play. I know that you guys didn't come here for me to talk about my physical fitness, but there you go.
Or Olympics, but hey, I like it.
But hey, the Olympics. I mean, the World Baseball Classic is basically like the World Cup for soccer or the FIBA Championship for basketball.
Yeah, it's like its own version of Olympics, like separate from everything else. So it's really cool in that matter.
Yeah, but let's get into some of these rosters and the brackets or the pools, I should say.
Oh yeah. So the pool, just briefly, like that. This year is, I think, different than the others because I was looking, because when I was going through, going to check the world rankings and stuff, I was like, how am I going to order these? And I started with 16, and then I realized, wait a second, that's not working. What's wrong here? There's 20 teams this year.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a different change. And then I was wondering, how many advances? Is it still 2 or is it 3? I had to check. It's still 2, but so it's a much different, a little bit different of a format this time around.
Yeah, so it looks like top 2 advance, and then it's like the traditional 8-team bracket.
Yeah. It's kind of more straightforward after that. Once you get past the first round.
Yeah. So it looks like just gonna briefly go over what the different pools are. So for Pool A, we got Chinese Taipei, we got the Netherlands, Cuba, Italy, and Panama. Pool B got Japan, Korea, Australia, China, and the Czech Republic.
Yep.
Pool C, we got the USA, Mexico, Colombia, Canada, and Great Britain. And in Pool D, we got Puerto Rico, Venezuela, Dominican Republic, Israel, and Nicaragua.
Yep. So, out of those 4 pools, which 2 do you think are gonna advance, Nate? I guess we'll start with you.
I think I don't know. I would not consider myself as much of an expert as you are.
Well, I'm not a super current, up to date expert. I just kind of had to refresh my memory. And some of the teams, I still don't even know who like Chinese Taipei, or what about Czech Republic. Like, I have no idea who some of those players are.
I didn't even know the Czech Republic people played baseball there.
I didn't either until I think I saw them in I heard about them at some point from one of those exhibition, like I forgot what you call it, a qualifier. Yeah, I think I saw them in a qualifier sometime. I'm like, wow, they might make it. And I think I saw France actually. France might have made it into a World Baseball Classic the last time around, which was 6 years ago. So it's been a while, but yeah, they don't have any recognizable names though, unfortunately, for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, as far as Pool A, I know I would have to look at like a couple teams that kind of stand out. I know Cuba and Panama usually have some like really solid like major league players.
Yeah, they do for sure.
So just going off of that, I would say it's, if I had to just first rough initial glance, I would say Cuba, then Cuba gets the first one, then Panama second, then Italy, then Netherlands, and then Chinese Taipei in fifth.
Oh, you're gonna rank them all. All right. Okay. Let me see. For me, I'm gonna lean. I'm gonna say Netherlands have the top spot. I think they have what it takes. They got Bogarts, Devers. I have to look at their pitching again. We'll go through that in a little bit. But they've definitely got some star players this year. I feel like, and what they've done before was pretty good. Like they definitely upset Dominican Republic many years ago, which is kind of irrelevant today, but could be some of the to do with the coaching staff and stuff, so or their fundamentals or whatever. So I'll say Netherlands, probably Cuba, then I would probably say Panama. So Chinese Taipei is supposed to be good, but just because I don't recognize anybody, I'm going to say Italy and then Chinese Taipei.
I did not know that Devers was from the Netherlands.
Oh, not Devers. My bad. Bogarts and who was the other guy? Let me look at pull up the other tab. It was Netherlands, Kingdom of the Netherlands. There we go. Bogarts and let's see, who was the other big bat they had? Oh, Vladimir Balentien. He's one of the all-time World Baseball Classic players. Coming back for another year. He's probably I think he's like 39 now, so he's getting up there. But he's one of the home run leaders, I believe, in the World Baseball Classic.
Oh, they actually have Pedro Strop, Bogarts, Didi Gregorius.
Yeah, Didi.
Jonathan Scope, Profar.
Yep, both the Profar brothers. His younger brother is joining them too.
Anderson Simmons.
Yep.
So they got a lot more names than I was expecting them to.
And Roger Bernardina, he's another one that's been around for a while too. I think he played for the Braves for a little bit actually.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a older, 84.
Yeah. Same with the other Valentine guy. Yeah, so they're kicking it around for one more time. And I guess now we're on there. Their coaching staff has some big names too. Andrew Jones, Bert Blyleven, Hall of Famer, I believe.
Oh wow, yeah.
See, Hensley Mullins, I remember him before. Jeannie Kingsale, he's been around there. Mike Harkey sounds kind of familiar. Turks Meats, I recognize that name. So yeah, their coaching staff is they've got some prominent names there too.
Yeah, I might have to change my opinion now that I've seen the roster though. I'm gonna look at Italy's because I know Italy usually has a couple good big leaguers typically.
Yeah, Piazza is the manager for them this year. So that
Oh wow, Pizza Man, let's go.
Yeah, Pizza Boy. Third base hitting coach is Chris Denorfia. I remember he wasn't known as much of a hitter, but he was a really good defensive player, I believe. Had a pretty good arm, decent contact hitter probably, good speed. I remember the Denorfia guy.
Matt Harvey.
Yeah, I was shocked by that too. I didn't even know he was Italian.
Yeah, that's kind of like the only pitcher that I really recognize.
Yeah, definitely. I believe 2013 was his whole decade ago now was his really good All-Star year, and he had a good few years after that. But unfortunately, injuries kind of played a role. But he'll probably step it up. Usually, those guys step it up pretty good for competitions like these.
Yeah, there's not as many big leaguers that I really recognize.
Yeah, see any other pitchers that jump out. Joe Biagini, I think he pitched for the Blue Jays, I believe. He throws kind of funky, I think, kind of like almost like a mix of submarine and sidearm, I believe. Who else? Nick Fonte and Matt Festus sounds sort of familiar. Sam Gaviglio, I believe he was in the Rangers. Vinny Natoli sounds sort of familiar. That's about all for the pitchers.
Ooh, Sal Frelick, one of the top prospects in the Brewers organization. I did not know he was Italian.
Oh wow, yeah, Sal Frelick. No, I didn't either.
So as a Brewers fan, I'm looking forward to seeing how he does. Because he might get called up during the middle of the season.
Oh, that'd be great, man. If he does. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's another shocker in here. I did not know he was Italian. There, infielder, I believe shortstop / second base. David Fletcher. I had no idea he was Italian.
Yeah, that's kind of says a lot of these are birth country USA.
Yeah. Like it, and I think I just noticed that before. I try to look up any information, and on the Wikipedia, there's nothing that says he is any Italian. And it's like, oh, they're stretching there.
Isn't like Rizzo Italian?
Yeah, he is. I don't know if he just didn't want to play or what, but that's kind of a bummer. They're missing out on him.
Because I remember I think it was either like the Olympics or one of the Olympics or one of the other World Baseball Classics. I knew he was on there. That's what I was when I was just looking at the country. I was expecting to see Rizzo on there, but
Yeah.
I think now that I've looked at those two rosters, Netherlands are definitely are going to be in contention for one of those two spots.
Oh yeah. They should. It'd be pretty bad if they don't. But yeah. But I think Rizzo probably was in the World Baseball Classic last time around, or 2013, one of the two. But yeah, I don't know why not this time.
Right now, I'm looking at Cuba.
Oh yeah, checking Cuba now.
Not a lot of recognizable faces.
Yeah, that's what knocked me down for Cuba this time around, because most of the other times, especially the pitchers, I think they had a few more that I recognized in the previous ones, but this time around they have a few hitters I recognize. They're decent. The big one that jumps out would be Yoenis Cespedes, of course, but it's been a while since he's done anything in the major leagues. But at his peak, he was pretty scary.
Oh yeah, he had a cannon.
Yeah, he threw out a guy from at home plate from the back wall.
Yeah, if he was in backyard baseball, he would definitely be getting 100 arm.
No, he'd be one of those that would go what was that, Ted Williams custom? Didn't he have like 115 contact or whatever? He'd probably have like 125 arm.
Yeah, it would be something like that. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, Despaigne, he's another one of those guys that's I think he is the record holder for most home runs in the World Baseball Classic, because this is his I think he's just one short of Miguel Cabrera in all time World Baseball Classic appearances. This is his fourth, I think, and Cabrera has been in all of them. so yeah, he's I think Despaigne is leading it with 7 home runs.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he's 1986, so he'd be like 37 now. So I'm sure he's still got a lot of thump left in that bat. So he could be he's probably Cuba's best player. And then Luis Robert, he's a good up and coming player for the White Sox. He's had a little bit of injury issues already, but I'm sure he's healthy since he's on the roster. So he'll probably be a really good center fielder for them, I imagine.
Yeah, for sure. Anything about Panama that you recognize or that stands out to you?
Real quick, one more name that stands out for Cuba infield is this probably has to be one of the best names in all of baseball. Erzbel Barrena.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
that's just a badass name. And then there'd be another one that's similar to him. I don't see him. I didn't even see him in the coaching staff either. And he's only like 33 now, so I'm surprised he's not participating, because I believe he has before. Adani Echeverria. He's also he had a little stint with the Braves not too long ago too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I am actually kind of shocked to see Cespedes, because I wasn't sure, like, once you play in the major leagues, how that worked with Cuba. But they must have worked out some deal recently where you're allowed to go back and play for your country again. Because I think it not too long ago, like probably the last World Baseball Classic, they may not have been allowed to do that.
Really? Is that just a Cuba thing?
I think it was just maybe another country, but Cuba stands out as the one that was that way. It probably was the only one that was that way. Some deals and stuff, but yeah. So you said Panama. Let me go ahead and pull that up. That's about all that really stood out. I don't think there's anything else for Cuba that really stands out.
Javi Guerra.
Say what?
Javi Guerra. I think he played for the Brewers once, like a year or something.
Javi Guerra. Okay, you're in Panama. All right, let me go ahead and pull that up. Yeah, Javi Guerra. Yeah, he did. He did play for the Brewers and the Dodgers. I think were his two teams that I remember him on. Randall Delgado. I think he was in the Braves at some point. Jaime Barria, decent pitcher for the Angels. Yeah, Panama. I was actually shocked. Panama does have like almost everybody has some sort. Like they've all got faces for one, so that's a good start.
Yeah.
When they don't have a logo by their name, they may not be. They may not be recognized.
Might be some like Timmy Youngers or Giuseppe Porchkas in here.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Yeah, Davis Romero, Humberto.
Christian Betancourt.
Yeah, Christian Bethencourt. He was for the Braves before. He's a good, probably. I would imagine he's their starting catcher. Ruben Tejada. That I wasn't sure. I thought he was done playing because ever since that really nasty injury he had when Chase Utley, changed the game, changed the whole rule because of a really nasty hard slide.
I think I remember that, and I think the only reason why I remember that is because of some YouTube channel I called John Boy.
Oh yeah, that's it. He's known for stuff like that. I remember. I think I saw that game live.
Oh wow.
2015 NLDS probably or NLCS, one of the two. I just saw him take that poor man out. Yeah, it was not a good sight. I'm glad he's back playing again. It was nice to see him on the roster for Panama.
Yeah, you got Luis Castillo in the outfield. That's a recognizable name.
Yeah, that's there's been a different few Luis Castillas. There's the pitcher for the Mariners, and then there was the one let's see, for the Marlins back and the Met, back in the mid 2000s. This one I'm not sure what team he was for actually. The current one. Oh, you know who they're missing in their coaching staff though?
Who?
The best, the only unanimous Hall of Famer, Mariano Rivera. They don't.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I wish he was the pitching coach. That'd be great, but no, unfortunately, they're missing out on him. Yeah, they've got a pretty solid team. It looks like for at least recognition standpoint. Some decent players, but I don't think it's going to be enough to keep up with to pass Netherlands and Cuba. But it's pretty solid.
And now that I'm looking at the actual rosters, I would agree with you. I think it's Netherlands and Cuba.
Yeah.
Should be the favorites.
Yeah.
So I guess that does it for Pool A. Move on to Pool B.
All right, that Pool B. Here we go. Pool B, Japan, I believe, the first one.
Japan, Korea, Australia, China, and Czech Republic.
Pull up Japan. Oh yeah, so right off the start, you got Yu Darvish there.
Shohei.
Well, yeah, obviously, yeah, you got their own little section there called two-way players. Nobody else has that.
Yeah, I think if there's any other two-way players that are not Ohtani, that'd be really cool to see, though.
Yeah, has that, but don't. As far as I know, I didn't see it. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Lars Nootbaar. I had no idea that guy was Japanese.
Yeah, that is really just random.
Like with that name, I thought it'd been maybe Dutch or something, right?
Netherlands or something like that.
Yeah, that was pretty neat to see that. But yeah, that's unfortunate.
Lars Nootbaar.
That's a great name. This is awesome. One of the best MLB names out there for sure. Sounds like a candy bar, but
yeah, there's not a lot of pictures on Japan, so
I was just gonna say, you beat me to. I was just gonna say that next. Like, unfortunately, like, man, because I saw for another team, like some of the coaching staff don't have pictures, just maybe because they played in the early '90s or whatever, and they just didn't bother to update them. But when you got your current players that don't have pictures, it's typically not a good sign for
yeah.
name recognition. I don't recognize any of them, and I'm not sure that like if there's any recent signings. One of those, because usually every year or two they'll have a big up and hot commodity for Japanese player that gets signed. I think the Red Sox have one this year, but don't quite remember who it was, and I don't think he jumps out to me on here. He's probably just focusing on Red Sox spring training as opposed to this.
But what's really interesting is like you hear about them, but like
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously it's kind of like a big kind of echelon or bar to reach. But whenever you hear that, you think of the Shohei Ohtani, you think of Ichiro, and then you think like, oh, are they going to be that good? But the majority of the
Right.
time they're not going to be. They're not. They're really solid players, but they're not like
Mm-hmm.
top 50 player of all time or something.
Right, like a Daisuke Matsuzaka back in the day. He was one of those hot prospects, and he was really good for a good short, like right away out of the gate. But then probably after 3 or 4 seasons, like you didn't really see much from him after that.
Yeah, I think it was like Matsui on the Yankees was really good for a while.
Oh yeah, Hideki Matsui. Yeah, he's definitely one of the. He's probably actually Hideki Matsui might be the second best. It's going to change soon, of course, but as of right now, it's probably like the second best Japanese player, right after Ichiro, and then obviously Shohei's going to blow them all out of the water. He's
Yeah.
already doing that.
Yeah.
As of right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, those two who they're unfortunately they're missing them on the coaching staff too. They don't have Ichiro and Hideki Matsui didn't want to be on the coaching staff this time around, but that'd been cool.
I did see that Ichiro is doing some coaching for the Mariners though.
Yeah, him and Griffey, right? They're both.
Yeah, that just must be so lucky for those like players though to have those two iconic like Hall of Famers to just like eat up everything that they could, like all the stories and all the tricks and tips that they could give to them.
Oh yeah, I mean that's like one of the best two combos you can have for hitting coaches if they're both that. But it would be like Ichiro's contact for speed type players, and then Griffey with the power, and he could also be a great defensive coach for center field and outfielders as well.
Yeah, they both are really good defensively.
Yeah, yeah, both of them are two of the best to ever play. Two legends.
Yeah, but even though they don't have many that have like faces on here or whatever, but you always know that they're going to be really solid players.
Oh, oh yeah. Definitely they're going to be really good because actually in the world rankings I just checked that earlier today they're ranked number 1, so you know they're going to show up to play, and always you kind of have to expect them to be good now after you might have not before, but
Yeah.
by now shame on you if you don't, because their fundamentals are just out of the world, top class.
Yeah, I know Jibbo's a big fan of the Hanshan Tigers.
Is what is it? The mighty Tigers in his 03
Yeah, he had the
BBL.
Tigers in it was season 8, and then he almost made the World Series with this kind of like meme team.
Really?
Yeah, that was really funny. But the fight song is really cool. If you ever have a chance to listen to the fight song, because he would play it like every game.
Oh yeah. Did he ever play that on that? Was it recently they had that his giveaway stuff? That auction off for his paintings, for his artwork and stuff. But he didn't, because he played the Ivan King video, but I don't think he did play his fight song. But yeah, I'll have to look that up.
I don't know what exactly he did that, but I know that stream is on YouTube right now. If anyone wants to watch it, it is a little bit long, so you probably won't want to watch the entire thing. But it definitely was a fun stream for when we were doing it live on Twitch.
Yeah, it was good to be a part of it.
Definitely was fun and raised quite a bit of money that we were a lot more than we were really expecting in that one time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
But moving on to the next team, which would be Korea.
Korea. Right, pull that up. The first name, Woos. Go. What a name.
That sounds like a dish.
It does. It does. Like Mugu Gai Pan or something, whatever those.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kwang Hyun Kim. There we go. There's a Cardinals. Looks like he's got a Cardinals hat on there.
Yeah, that means he's terrible.
Yeah, this brave salt coming there.
Tommy Edman?
Yeah, I was surprised by that too. I guess maybe his mom is Korean or something like that. Mom or dad, one of the twos. Because I think he is a little mixed there. But yeah, I was kind of surprised to see him. This jumped out for sure.
Byung Ho Park.
Yeah, I think he's a good power hitter for them. I think he's their first baseman. I recognize the name sounds familiar from. He's probably up there in the leaderboards actually, because somehow Korea is also ranked way up there. I think they're second in the world rankings. So yeah, I think he's probably got 5 or 6 homers over the World Baseball Classics. Ha Seung Kim, he really stepped up
Oh,
for
yeah.
the Padres after the Tatis shenanigans. Let's see who else. Hyun Soo Kim, Kun Woo Park, 2 faces. That's about all for the players that really, because all the other ones, the names look also familiar. It's hard to keep track of who's who sometimes.
Yeah, that's the one thing with like a lot of these, like especially for baseball, when they're in separate leagues, and a lot of these players, could play in the major leagues if they, wanted to.
Right.
But, not all of them make the transition over. Like for basketball, for example, like if you're a good player in another country and you can play in the NBA, you are playing in the NBA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For them, that's the majority instead of the exception.
Right.
So, like, all these players are really good, but over here in the United States, you really never hear of them unless you like are, a diehard just wanting to pay attention to all the different, international leagues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the NPB and the I believe KBO are both really good professional leagues. I think some people say they compare them to like AAA, but really actually they're probably really more closer to MLB than anything. Because if you see their rankings, so they always are right there or better than USA. So kind of sheds a different light on that.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm really looking forward to seeing, watching both of these scenes, Japanese and Korea, to see, because both of their major leagues in their country are, really widely respected. They're probably the second and third best leagues in the world.
Yeah, that's probably true. And then Cuba's probably in the top 5, I would guess, as well.
Yeah. Next team is going to be Australia.
All right, Australia.
This is Marco's team, so
let's not bad about them here.
Apparently Marco did not make the cut, sadly, so we'll not be seeing him playing on this in the World Baseball Classic. Maybe next time, Marco. Try out again.
Like you scroll all the way down and you see his name randomly show up at the very bottom of the coaching staff, like his actual Discord name, rBBL.
That would be hilarious.
Oh man. So, but yeah, if you're right at the top for the pitchers, they've got Tim Atherton. I think he's been around since at least I want to say 09. He's probably their ace. I do recognize that name. He's I think last time I saw him, he still had like a 1 or 2 ERA for the World Baseball Classic. So he's been pretty good, if I recall. Let's see. So they got like half of them are recognizable. They got faces. Tim Kennelly.
I think I remember like Stephen Kent. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, Stephen Kent sounds familiar. Tim Kenley and Daniel McGrath sound a little familiar. Warwick Southhold, that I definitely recognize that. He was part of my roster creation for Australia before. So
Oh,
So I recognize that name. I think he used it for the Tigers before. Josh Toll sounds familiar. Actually, Blake Townsend. Well, no, he's 2001. I wouldn't recognize that. Robbie Perkins. He's got a face for catcher. Logan Wade. Aaron Whit.
Blake Townsend does sound familiar, though.
Yeah, I just want to say like it does.
Maybe he's a prospect or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure for what team. Ryan Battaglia and Alex Hall sound sort of familiar. Todd Van Steensel, it sounds like he could have played for the Netherlands there too, but probably yeah, he's born in Australia, so there you go. See, don't recognize any other players right now. All the
Yeah, sorry, Marco.
they'll probably shock a few teams with a win or two though. They'll probably be right in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so their coaching staff, they've got two pretty good players. Dave Nilsson's the manager. He was I believe one of the first two Australian players in the MLB. And then Graham Lloyd is the other one. One of the two was the first one. But they're both like the pioneers of MLB for Australia.
Oh, okay.
So that's cool to see them in the coaching staff. But that's about all that I recognize.
It looks like Christina Beatty's Christina Beatty's relatives, Matt Beatty, is one of the pitchers.
Oh, let me look. Let's see, where is he? Oh yeah, right below at the top one. Yeah, there's the relative there. So I guess lady clone of Lady Frank is she might be Australian then too, huh?
Yeah.
Oh man. That's funny. I didn't even notice that the first time I looked through. Good call out there.
I guess the next team is China, and there's only like 2 or 3 faces.
Right, yeah. Hai Cheng Gong. And then okay. Cho, I'm not even gonna bother pronouncing your names. Ray Chang. Okay. Ray Chang. That does sound familiar. I can't remember what team, but and then I thought there was another guy that was for China that was one of those like, whoa, how is he playing for China? But I think it would have been Austin Bryce. I think he was born in China, but he's not on the roster. But that was another one that would be like shocking. Like, what? He's Chinese?
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. They got 2 faces for coaches. But yeah, that's I would. Oh yeah, that was another thing for China. The when I checked the world ranking for China, they were so you know how there's 20 this year. That somehow they're not even in the top 20 for the world ranking. They're actually 30th. So I'm like, wow, they must have really overperformed or been good to get in the get past the qualify.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're like 10 below the 20 mark as far as the world rankings go. So that was a bit of a surprise there.
Oh, so they must have got kind of lucky there.
Yeah, they might have, but they've been in all the other ones as far as I remember. They've been in the other World Baseball Classics, so maybe it's has something to do with that. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, I was surprised to see them rank that low.
Yeah, then the last one is the Czech Republic. A lot of faces, but I don't recognize a lot of names.
The one that jumps out right away, I'll go back up later, but it would be where is he? Eric Sogard.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
The nerd power guy.
Yeah, played Brewers legend.
Yeah, 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 and representing the backyard baseball nerd fandom guys.
Yeah.
Representing us. Well, let's see. Let's see. They've got surprisingly they've got a lot of all of them have faces, but there's probably let's see. There is Martin Cervenka, catcher. I do recognize that name. I believe he has at least been in the minor leagues before. He might have played a game or so in the majors. I'm not exactly sure on that, but I recognize that from past World Baseball, like from qualifying at least. Let's see who anybody else that stand out.
This is a funny name on the outfielders. Arnost Dubois.
Oh yeah, Arnaud Dubov. Yeah, that's a great name.
Almost reminds me, of Marky Dubois. Dubois.
Dubois. True, it's for only a couple letters short of being that. Marky Dubois would have to. Oh man, we've got to. Oh, France isn't in the World Baseball Classic year. That's a bummer. We would have to see his name in the coaching staff.
Yeah.
Marky Dubois. Let's see who else I got here.
Wait a second. I think my mind I just blew my own mind right now.
What?
So wait, Dubois is French.
Yeah.
And Billie Jean wants to be a model in Paris.
Oh, does she really? And is that where did you? Is that in the?
She went in her voice lines.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. I never played with those kids. You know, I always played with the pros, so I never really did pay attention to too much of what they say.
I never connected the dots.
No, that's a great realization right there, dude.
My head is exploding right now.
So Dubois is walking around Paris, you know, trying to find a sweetheart with his little was that a little frog on his shoulder?
Yeah.
His little pal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Let's see. Don't think there's anybody else as far as Philip Smola, maybe Jacob Kubica. Kind of sounds familiar, but other than that, is there any pitchers? Do you have any pitchers? Martin Schneider, maybe. Sounds like a German name though, not Czech. Yeah, I think that's all I recognize for
Yes.
Czech.
So that's the 5 teams in Pool B.
So now that we've covered those teams, is there any changes to our first Pool B?
No, I think this is pretty straightforward. Japan and Korea, and everyone else is just struggling to get third place.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think it has. If you say anything but Japan and Korea, you have to have a crystal ball, or you're just way underestimating what they've done before.
It would be a massive upset for any of those 3 teams to beat out Japan and Korea.
Yeah, big embarrassment and shame for them to get knocked out. Pool C. What's the first team there? Pool C. USA. All right, here we go.
Well, hopefully we can recognize some of these names.
Hopefully. Here we go. Let me go down to USA here. And like right off the bat, there's somebody. Okay, right off the bat, Jason Adam. He actually is a good. I almost didn't recognize that at first, but he actually is a. I think he had an all-star season with the Rays. So, but he's fairly new. So Daniel Bard, he's been around a while. I think Daniel Bard. He was actually out of the majors for like 8 years, I think, up until. Just recently, within the past 2 to 3 years, for his comeback resurgence with the Rockies. But before that, I think he hadn't played since 2011 for the Red Sox. So for him to just randomly show back up 8 years later and be like one of the top relievers in the game again is pretty incredible.
For sure. Yeah, recognize also Kyle Freeland.
Yeah, good Rockies player. It's a tough pitch to play. Tough place to pitch there. David Bednar had a good year for the Pirates. Kendall Graveman, he was involved in a trade like last year recently with the Astros and Mariners. He's for the White Sox now. Don't quite recognize Merrill Kelly, but for the Diamondbacks, Lance Lynn, I think he had a little bit of a down year, but he's usually a pretty consistent pitcher, I think.
Was really good for the Cardinals.
Yeah, he was very good for the Cardinals during their postseason runs. Probably one of their better starting pitchers for postseason stats goes, I would imagine. Nick Martinez did good for the Padres. Again, what was that team? No, I think it was against the Dodgers. He really stepped up. I think he was one of those pitchers that did really well this past postseason. Miles Michaelis, of course, is pretty good. Ottavino, I thought he might have played for Italy. Adam Ottavino.
That does sound Italian.
Because I think he is actually eligible, but he's probably, you know what? Let's dominate with USA is probably what he's thinking.
Yeah.
Ryan Presley, yeah, he's the closer of the Astros. Brooks Raley's for the trade recently from the Astros to the Rays. Brady Singer, good pitcher for the Royals. Of course, Adam Wainwright sticking it around for his over 40s, playing one more World Baseball Classic.
Legend.
Yep, for sure. And then finishing off there, the pitchers with nasty Devin Williams. Man, he's gonna. It's a shame what happened with the Hater ridiculousness. It's not you go there, but Devin Williams is going to be really good. He should be.
That's all I gotta say about that. I could go on a huge tangent about the Hater trade, but that's for another time.
Yeah, that's actually I'm trying to not remember that one. Yeah, Devin Williams, he's going to be good. Let's see. Oh yeah, so catchers now. Higashioka. I thought for sure that guy would have played for like it's probably Japan, or I think he is part Japanese. So, but he's another one of those guys. Let's play for USA.
Yeah. Real Muto and Smith are really good as well. So catcher is really solid.
Yeah, catcher is stacked right there. It's both two of the best in the game. That's going to be a tough call. Who's going to start? They're probably just going to alternate or something, or one DH. Because
yeah.
But no, because when you keep going down, they're gonna have a lot of DH options. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just looking at the infielders, it's stacked.
Because like right off the bat, you see both the first basemen. Who's going to start? One of them is going to have to be H. Because Goldschmidt had probably the best year of his career, and then Pete Alonso. You got to have him just to intimidate the pitchers.
Yeah,
big time power. So you got to have both their bats on the lineup. So whoever. One of them is going to start first, and the other one's got a DH, I would imagine. And then you got shortstop. Tim probably is going to be shortstop. Nolan Arenado is a lock at third base. Trey Turner's if Tim's going to be a starting shortstop, then Trey Turner might have to move over to second base like he did for the Dodgers. Bobby Witt. He'll probably pinch hit a lot. He might start a few games, but he did good he had a good rookie year for the Royals, second or third rookie of the year. Right after Julio. Let's see the guys. So outfield. So they shoved Jeff McNeil in the outfield. Apparently, I thought he was second base. All right, you're gonna go in the outfield, man. They got Mookie Betts, McNeil, Mullins, Schwarber, Trout. Yeah, I think he's a captain. Kyle Tucker.
The offense is just stacked for the U.S.
Gonna be tough getting them all playing time. Like, who's going to start most of the game? It's like, man, Trout has to be center field.
I think you got to go Trout and then Mullins and Mookie.
Yeah, like his Mullins, I'm not sure. His last year might have been down. I'm not sure on that, but the year before that, he was really, really good. So it's probably. Oh man, yeah. Tucker. I feel like Tucker has to start. He had a monster. He had a good All-Star season last year, and so but.
Or maybe they bring Mullins off the bench as like a defensive replacement, because defensively he is like really great.
That's probably what's going to happen. He's probably, if Schwarber starts in left, which he's not a great left fielder, but if you're going to get his bat in the lineup, he's going to be left fielder DH. But if he starts, and Mullins is probably going to come in to replace him in some point in the game, and then Tucker might. I don't know, because Betts is probably going to start in right field. So Tucker, where does he go? Left field? I don't know. That's a predicament that Mark DeRosa is going to have to. They're going to have some fun with. That's for sure.
Yeah, and if you look down the coaches.
Oh yeah, you got Griffey right there.
Yeah, Griffey.
You got Brian McCann, your Braves guy there.
Yeah.
Andy Pettit. I thought he might coach for Italy France isn't in it, but yeah, he's I think he's both a mix of Italian and French. But yeah, he's pitching coach for USA. That'll be cool because I think he did pitch in the first World Baseball Classic in 2006. I believe he was one of the starting pitchers then. And then Dave Righetti, he's a good bullpen coach there. And then Michael Young, that's a batting. So this would be a backer baseball stat there, or something for you. Batting practice pitcher. Who knew Michael Young would be a throw some BP?
Michael Young is clanky.
Or he'd be like like a mini Frank Thomas, one of those guys, juiced up in the jacked up in the pitching, randomly in the pitching.
Yeah.
I thought he might, because that's another one that you wouldn't really know, but Michael Young is actually one of those Mexican Americans, so he could have also coached for Mexico if he wanted to, but he wanted to join the party and be part of USA, because he did play for USA in I think it was '06 and '09, probably at least '06, I believe. He was probably starting shortstop, or Veer would have been starting shortstop, but he would have played for some for sure.
Speaking of Mexico, it's a good transition them. They're the next on the list.
Yep. See who we got here. Where are we? Some faces. Giovanni Gallegos, familiar. Oliver Perez, another one of those guys. I think he's over 40 now. So he was in the first one, I believe, in '06. So sticking it around for another one.
Yeah, well, 81.
Yeah. Let's see who else we got. Jojo Romero sounds familiar. Patrick Sandoval for the Angels, I believe. Julio Urias is he's their. I'm imagining he's their ace. Taiwan Walker, good pitcher too. Nobody else for the pitchers really stand out. Maybe Cesar Vargas sounds a little familiar. Adrian Martinez, but Luis Sessa sounds a little familiar. That's about all they're recognized for the pitchers.
Austin Barnes at catcher.
Yeah, that was another shocker for me. I had no idea he was part Mexican. That was interesting to see for sure. Rowdy Tellez, good bat for the.
Yeah, two Brewers, Rowdy Tellez and Luis Arias.
Yep. Luis Urias, yep, two of them, both pretty good. Isaac Paredes did decent for the Rays. Joey Meneses, I didn't know he was actually born in Mexico. Okay, but he came out of nowhere. I think he was a 29-year-old recently for the Nationals, and he basically had to step in for Soto.
Do you know what's really weird? At least as like on the website,
Yeah,
it says like for people that were like born in Mexico, it says like the entire country of Mexico. But except for on Joey Meneses,
oh yeah,
it says MEX in
right,
capitals.
right. I saw that too. I was like, wait, there's just some kind of like what's going on here with that? You're right, though.
But like nobody else has that. Everyone else has it spelled out.
It's like last minute copy paste something in there. Oh, Mexico, okay, MEX. that's, that's pretty funny there.
Yes, whoever one of the editors is gonna get called into the office tomorrow.
Like, dude, what do you want to make him stand out for? And then so when we go back and go into the outfield there, right off the bat, you got somebody right born in Cuba, Rosarena.
Yeah, that's
Mexico.
why aren't you playing for Cuba?
Right. I didn't even know he was eligible to play for Mexico. That's maybe one of his parents is from Mexico, but yeah, that's a surprise. Jaron Duran, no idea he was part Mexican. Alec Thomas. So yeah, there's two Red Sox players right there, Duran and Verdugo, both pretty decent. See, their coaching staff is pretty good. Benji Gill, he was a good shortstop. I remember him for Mexico before. Vinny Castilla, one of Braves and Rockies, great players. Wasn't he responsible for moving Chipper Jones to left field for a couple seasons?
I don't remember that.
I think it was like early 2000s or something, probably right after back year baseball. His brief I think it was 2 years of the Braves. He had played third base, and I think that was probably when Chipper had to move over to left field. Gil Velasquez, I recognize that name. Horacio Ramirez, he pitched for them before. Oh, Elmer Destins. Okay, he's another one that doesn't have a picture, but he's pitched in the major leagues. Recognize that name. It's about all I recognize. So it's about half of them or more, maybe a little over half are Mexico that I recognize, which is pretty solid. They'll be in the mix.
Yeah, this next country probably not too many recognizable names of Colombia.
Oh yeah, Colombia. Yeah, somewhat. I think they had a little more than I thought they would, compared to some others. But like, see,
Quintana is a big one.
Yeah, Jose Quintana. Yeah, because he got traded to the Cardinals recently, right?
Believe so. Then they got Julio Turan.
Yeah, Julio Teheran. Yeah, former Braves. He's been around a little bit. He was a good pitcher for the Braves. He's been pitched for Colombia before. Let's see who else. And Nabil Chrismat. He's pretty decent for the Padres, I think. Cuevas, familiar. Tehran Guerrero, sort of familiar. Anybody else for the pitchers? Don't really think there's anybody else that stands out. That yeah, catchers are good in catchers though. They got three pretty decent options for catchers. I'm curious who they're going to start because they've got Elias Diaz, who's pretty good, pretty solid for the Rockies, good power hitter there. Jorge Alfaro was a good combo with Austin Nola for the Padres. Mabrice Valori guy looks a little familiar. Let's see. They got Gio Urshela. He was really good for the really stepped up, changed his career around for the Yankees. The Twins probably had a little bit of a down year, but Dilson Herrera, he's been around. He sounds a little familiar. Adrian Sanchez. Let's see who else. Harold Ramirez, pretty decent. For the Rays, I think he was. I think he did play a platoon role with Yandy Diaz, Tito Polo. That's a good name, Tito Polo.
That's a baseball name for you.
Yep. Oscar Mercado, the Cardinals. Oh, and then there's another team with a good coaching staff. They got Joelbert Cabrera as the manager, and then his brother Orlando Cabrera as the assistant coach. And then of course you got your Braves shortstop there, Edgar Renteria.
Yep.
Let's see, Jonathan Solano. He was a brother of Donovan Solano. I think he's still playing. He was most recently with the Giants, I believe. But yes, they got a pretty solid coaching staff there.
Yeah, a little bit more than I was expecting, but still not too much.
Yeah, less than Mexico as to be expected, but pretty not bad. Not bad for fairly a country fairly new to the World Baseball Classic. I think 2017 might have been their first time in it.
Let's see if there's some more recognizable names in Canada.
Yeah. Canada was kind of a bummer, to be honest. Outside of Freeman, there really wasn't that much that was actually kind of closer to Columbia. If to be real, it was kind of sad, but they got Freeman headlining it, so that'll be exciting. The other one that would jump out would be I guess Tyler O'Neill. He had a good breakout a couple years ago, but injured lot this past season. Abraham Toro was pretty solid.
Yeah, it's a prospect that I think got traded to the Brewers just recently.
Yeah, it looks like he has the Brewers logo because he was involved in that trade with Kendall Graveman when we saw on the USA roster. What were the two? Yeah, Astros and the Mariners. So Graveman, I think, went to the Astros, and then Toro went to the Mariners, and then now he's with the Brewers.
John Axford. That's a name.
Yeah, John Axford. He has what was for the Brewers. He was really good. I think 2011 or
2011, I think. During like the Fielder Braun years.
yeah 2011 when they did pretty good in the postseason that year. He was a really good closer in that time frame. Hopefully he'll bring some of that with him. He'll have some of that left in the tank. Let's see who else. Andrew Albers, Philip Almont, Matt Brash.
Yeah, not as many recognizable names other than Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, pitchers are decent, but their offense, other than Freeman, O'Neill, Toro, and Bo Naylor, he's the younger brother of Josh Naylor for the now Guardians, I guess. But yeah, that's about all their offense right there. Four players I recognize. Pitchers. Cal Quantrill. He's the younger brother of younger. He's the son of his father, Paul Quantrill. He was a good Canadian pitcher. Rob Zastrizny. What about that name?
That's a name.
Yeah. So they've at least got a good amount of faces for their pitchers. And Adam Lowen, he's been around for a while. I think he was in one of the earlier WBCs. Scott Mathewson, another one, both in '84. But yeah, their offense isn't. They might surprise us, but their offense is, other than Freeman's going to have to really carry the team.
Yeah, Freeman's definitely gonna have to do well. And then last we got Great Britain.
Yeah, and that was a surprise. That's pretty cool though to see her in a mother country and finally catching on. Moving on from cricket. They're in a baseball tournament, so that's I believe the first time. But that London game must have done them some good there. Man, they're making it. Let's see if there anybody is there any. Oh, Vance Worley. He pitched in the major leagues. I didn't know he was. I didn't know he was eligible to play for Britain. That's pretty cool.
Alex Webb. That's a name that sounds familiar.
Yeah, I wonder if he's related to Logan Webb.
That's probably why I'm recognizing the name from.
Yeah. Let's see. Is there anybody else? Akil Morris. He's the Virgin. He's born in the Virgin Islands. I recognize that name because he's one of those guys that I would have to add to one of my rosters later, like one of those mosh pit of players that's born in random islands or whatever.
Yeah, not a lot of recognizable names.
Ian Jabot. That's sounds pretty French to me, but he's playing for Britain. So that's the pitchers. Any offense, I do not. Let's see. Oh, Trace Thompson. I had no idea he would. I did not know he could play for Britain. Antoine Richardson. He's another one of those. Oh, that's on the coaching staff. Darnell Sweeney sounds sort of familiar, but he might be a prospect or something. Other than that,
yeah, I think Thompson is the biggest name as far as like the bats.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's the brother or cousin of Clay Thompson, right?
Probably, yeah. Probably is Clay Thompson. Yeah, is he a pitcher, right?
That's the shooting guard for the Warriors.
Oh God, yeah, right. Yeah, they had that interview on. I saw that interview now.
I forget how they're related, but I know they're like pretty closely related.
Yeah, he was in one of the games for the Dodgers, and I remember that now. He's a basketball player, that's right. Yeah, coaching staff. No, don't recognize. Antoine. Yeah, Antoine Richardson. But that's about it. I would definitely be surprised if they ended up getting a win. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I think the U.S. is the U.S. should win their pool. I think second place is wide open between the other four teams.
Yeah, so let's briefly. So yeah, there's USA, Canada, Mexico, Great Britain, and Colombia. So my guess would be USA and Mexico advance, and then probably Colombia might be third over Canada as of right. It was just kind of sad, but at least USA and Mexico should probably be the two. I would guess. If USA doesn't, then we might as well not watch the rest, right?
Then it's just a Shohei watch for the rest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So last pool.
All right.
Puerto Rico
Is the what's the first team there? We got first team would be Puerto Rico. So let's see what they got here.
Jose Barrios.
Yep. Twins to the now Blue Jays, I think. Kind of a down year. Struggled a little bit, but he's definitely got it in him to pitch. He's been good before. Edwin
Diaz. Oh, I did not know that.
I was about to say, sound the trumpets. He's coming in to close. Probably Venezuela and Dominican Republic. There's going to be some heated rivalries there for sure in that pool. Let's see. Definitely got some recognizable players. The brother of Edwin Diaz, Alexis Diaz. Alex Claudio sounds familiar. Let's see. Emilio Pagan.
Marcus Stroman.
Yeah, Marcus Stroman. He won it with USA last time around. He's like, well, let's see if I can bring a championship to Puerto Rico now.
Nicholas Padilla sounds familiar.
Yeah, he might. I wonder if he's related to maybe the son of what was his Vicente? I think Vicente Padilla. I'm just curious. Maybe he's related to him because he might have been he might have pitched for Puerto Rico before.
Yeah, but these pitchers look really solid.
Yeah, they got some pretty solid pitchers. Hector Santiago, Emilio Pagan, Yaxel Rios, Derek Rodriguez. They all look familiar. Dude, this is pretty funny for the catchers. They end up with the same two. Vasquez is like, man, I gotta play with Maldonado again because he got traded to the Astros, and then he was the much better hitter, but unfortunately, because the pitchers were so familiar with Maldonado, he got to start most of the games, and Vasquez just had to come in to pinch hit. But now they're paired again.
Yeah, Vasquez got a Twins cap on in the picture.
Yeah, now he just recently got signed with the Twins in the offseason, so he's moving over with Correa. assuming everything goes well, because I actually do not see Correa playing for Puerto Rico this year. So there must be something going on with those faulty signings.
Yeah.
But yeah, but they still got Javier Baez, kind of a down year, but he'll probably pick it back up. Kike Hernandez, that's funny. They got another Edwin Diaz on the team.
Yeah.
And then Francisco Lindor, of course. And then, but their outfield, all they've got is all I recognize is really Eddie Rosario, who was good, really good for the Braves in the postseason. Man, he was incredible. One of the top three. Like that year is pretty insane, where they had like 4 trades and basically all of them like it was made up for like why they advanced all the way.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. You got Yadier as the manager.
Yep, Yadier, and then Juan Gonzalez representing backyard baseball there as the assistant hitting coach.
We gotta get you gotta try to find a way to get Juan Gon to go on one of the promotion streams that we do. At least yearly.
Oh yeah, yearly. I was about to say, is he one of those guys that you might be trying to contact to join?
Definitely, if there's any pros that are related to backyard baseball, or even we've tried to contact relatives of pros.
Oh yeah, because you said was it the son of Ripken?
Yep.
You said you tried to.
There's a chance that that might happen, as long as we can get it in time. Because I know he's mentioned that was one of his favorite games growing up.
Wow, that's really awesome.
Yeah.
What about Chipper Jones?
I get really, really excited when I think about it, just as far as like the online. I know this is not really talking about the online stuff, but just the amount of like what we've done so far in this like year and a half that it's been live, and just like how much more growth that we possibly can have in the future.
Right, because it's like, was it 10 sometimes 10 a day, 5 to 10 a day, weekly at least. Like, you get new people coming in. We're over 400 now, right, in Discord?
Yeah, over 400 people. And I didn't actually I don't know if this is actually I don't know as far as what's a lot of people on a server, but I think if in a couple months we'll be over 500. That seems pretty substantial.
Yeah, it might even be in the next month if it keeps coming in accelerating every day. But
yeah, I would say maybe by the end of May or June. But I know whenever we have the new leagues and stuff, that always keeps people more intrigued and stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. This next upcoming online league would be a little different, intriguing with new rule sets, and it might have to be something like the rBBL, where you create 2 separate leagues if we get enough. If you get over 32 teams or whatever it is.
Yeah, we might have to do a veterans and a rookies or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that would probably be my vote. I would kind of like that, veterans.
I don't know exactly what we would do, but there's think about cross that bridge when we get there. But enough about that for right now. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be there in a few more minutes. So finishing off Puerto Rico's coaching staff here, we got Alex Cintron. He was a bench coach for the Astros, I believe. So now he's bench coach for Puerto Rico, and then of course the brother of Yachty and Jose. I'm surprised maybe Benji Molina's got a little too busy right now, but that'd be pretty cool if they had all three of them coaching.
Yeah, I remember like growing up and like they'd have like on like the Sportscenter, it'd be like, name that Molina.
Yeah. Real briefly, I remember seeing a highlight, or it was either live or a highlight. I saw of probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen in baseball. I saw Benji Molina get hit a ball into the right center field alley at Fenway Park, where probably the only possible place anybody like him could ever hope to end up on third base after hitting the ball. It was pretty awesome seeing him get a triple there at Fenway. That was one of my memories of Benji. Might be his only triple in his career.
That would be funny if it was.
Yeah. So the next team is going down for Pool D, right below.
Venezuela.
Yeah, Venezuela. There we go. Oh yeah, Venezuela is going to be good this year. Are down at the very bottom there. So they got recognizable Julius Chassin, been around for a while. He's pretty good. Luis Garcia, he's gonna. I wonder what that his little rock the baby motion. I wonder what he's gonna have to do with that. I'm assuming they're gonna probably use the pitch clock for the WBC. Be my guess. So
the thing is, you can still do that rocking motion within the 15 seconds they give you.
Yeah, he might, but I think I remember reading something that he's at least like been working on trying to at least speed it up, or maybe even look into a different, more natural, normal motion. But that would be pretty cool if he could still do that, though. It's just annoying to use him in the show.
That would be a fun thing for like backyard baseball, though.
Oh yeah, he'd be in the top animations for sure.
Yeah.
I wonder how that would look like for those graphics. It'd be hilarious.
That would be
Pixels and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man. So we got three sets of Hernandez's there with Carlos Darwinzon and Eliezer. Well, look at this name, Norwith Gudino. What a name, Norwith. Martin Perez, good pitcher for the Rangers, I believe. Let's see. Jesus Luzardo.
Pablo Lopez.
Yeah, I think he used the Orioles to the Twins trade, I think. Eduardo Rodriguez kind of had a down year for the Tigers, but who didn't, right? Ranger Suarez, he really stepped up for the Phillies. Pitched his ass off. The catchers, they're good with the catchers. Salvador Perez, Omar Narvaez, Brewers guy there for you.
Yep. Well, former Brewer.
Is he? Oh yeah, does he have a Mets logo now? I see that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, now we got
right, former Brewer.
We got Contreras.
Robinson Chirinos. And they've got, of course, probably right after Altuve.
Yeah, these infielders are just ridiculous.
Contreras.
Altuve, Escobar, Arraez, Hernan Perez. Let's go.
Luis Arraez. Yeah, their infield is absolutely stacked. Right. Yeah, another former. Is he still for the Brewers, or is he still what?
That's for the Yankees. But who?
Hernan Perez. I knew it was before.
He was like in like 2014 or 2015. That was like with like Carlos Gomez and Lucroy. Then you got Acuna in the outfield and Miguel Cabrera, DH. Because I know their outfielders, they got Acuna and then Cabrera for the designated hitter.
Yeah, and then Peralta left field. So their outfields, it's funny, they got three, so I guess if they need any backups, an infielder have to move over for outfield. They got Peralta on left, Acuna, I guess, center, and then Anthony Santander probably right. And then, of course, the all-time played in every single WBC, making it another Cabrera. So that'll be really fun. Their coaching staff, I don't recognize. You thought they might have some more coaches because they've had a lot of players, good players over the years. But unfortunately, I don't really recognize any of the coaches. Like you might thought, like Victor Martinez or Maglio Ordonez or something, but they're not. They're not gonna coach. But it's a really scary team, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely won't probably have a good team to move on. Probably this next team will have a good chance of moving on as well.
Yeah, is the Dominican Republic you're going to next?
Yep. Sandy Alcantara.
Oh, I would not want to face him. Brian Abreu, Genesis Cabrera. I think he had a really good year. Johnny Cueto, another older guy that's going to go in there for another. Diego Castillo. I mean, all these guys are pretty nasty, man. Harleen Garcia, Camilo Duvall, they all throw hard. Another Luis Garcia for the Padres. He did pretty decent. Yimi Garcia, 3 Garcias. Christian Javier, really good. Christian Javier, Rafael Montero, representing the Astros right there. Wow.
Yeah, these pitchers are nasty.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that's some. Those are some sawed off bats right there.
Yeah.
And they got Mejia and Gary Sanchez. Oh wow, Robinson Cano's gonna do another one. Holy crap!
Yeah.
Wow.
Willie Adames, Wander Franco, Rafael Devers,
There's Devers.
Manny Machado, Gene Segura, Jeremy Pena. Oh my!
Another ridiculously loaded infield that they're gonna have. Who's gonna play what? And this one is this. Yeah, this is the team that doesn't have a first baseman. That doesn't really stand out. Like one of these guys is gonna need to. I'm not sure who's gonna be the first baseman here, but
Cano.
Yeah, Cano might have to be honestly. He might have to play some first base, or probably gonna be one of the first 3, like Adames, Cano, or Devers might even have to move over because he's not. Because Machado is definitely probably gonna be starting third base because you need his defense there.
Willie Adames is pretty much shortstop or third base. I don't think he's ever played first. I mean, maybe put him to second.
Yeah.
But I would say Cano or Pena as far as first base.
Oh, Jeremy Pena. You think he might have to play some first base?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was shortstop rookie to replace Correa, but yeah, they might move him over some.
I don't even know if anyone's ever actually played first base.
That's what I'm saying. They might have experimented like a Barry Bonds type of thing, trying to play first base, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You have it real solid. What about Eloy Jimenez in the outfield? Maybe he.
Nelson Cruz is gonna not be a designated hitter and play first base.
Yeah, right. Step up for his team that he put together.
Yeah.
The GM and /DH, and I'm curious how much he's actually going to make himself play.
Yeah.
Because man, he's gonna, if he's really gonna want to win, I don't know how good his bat is still, but he's Teoscar, Julio, Soto had a down year, but he's still gonna get paid.
Julio Rodriguez and Juan Soto in the outfield. This team is stacked.
Oh yeah,
this team is gonna probably win. I think this team has to be the favorite to win the pool.
Yeah, my initial was Venezuela, but after looking at this again, I still think it's probably Dominican Republic as a solid favorite. They've been known to disappoint in the past, but I think they did win it in 2013. So
yeah, I think it's Venezuela and Dominican Republic that are going to advance.
Yeah, I would like to see Puerto Rico, but I just don't think they have enough this year. I think it's going to be the Dominican Republic and Venezuela this time around for sure. And you got to do it for Miggy, right? And finish it off as probably, I would imagine this would be his last one. Unless you see him in the coaching staff years to come, but
yeah, probably for sure going to be in there.
But yeah, as far as Dominican Republic, I was hoping to see Pedro Martinez as a pitching coach, but fortunately, I don't see him. I don't see Julio Borbon. I recognize that guy. He's a solid. I think he was responsible for moving Josh Hamilton over to left field after his injuries in center, so he had to step up and play some center field for the Rangers. Way back then. Ramon Santiago. That's about it. There's really nobody else that I recognize from the coaching staff. But with that team, who really needs it, right?
Yeah. They can coach them. They'll coach themselves.
It's oh wait, yeah, I guess they could have used maybe Albert Pujols as a hitting coach, but he's not gonna participate in it this year either.
Yeah, that would have been cool to see Albert be in it.
With Miggy as squaring off in that competition. All right, so the last two, I think we got two teams left, right?
Yep, we got Israel and Nicaragua.
Let's see Israel here.
Probably both teams aren't going to have that many recognizable names. Jake Fishman.
It sounds kind of familiar, kind of a funny name. He's got to play for Chris Bronco's Fishes.
And what's funny is he has a Marlins cap on.
No, you're right. This fish. Yeah, Richard Blyer, I recognize that name. Jake Kalish. He might be related to I think Ryan Kalish. I think he was for the Red Sox back in like 2011 or something. Rob Kaminsky, Alex Katz, Adam Kolarek, Dean Kramer. Kyle Molnar sounds kind of familiar. Roberts. I thought that guy was actually played for another country, but like I thought he's actually could play for Britain, but I guess he's playing. Maybe he's Jewish. Yeah, so that's about all the pitchers I recognize. Ryan Lavarnway. He and Garrett Stubbs. Lavarnway was for the Red Sox for a while. Ty Kelly sounds familiar. Danny Valencia, that's another name. That was a pretty good power bat. Oh, and then their outfielders, they're really gonna have to cover some ground there. You see that?
Oh my god, they only have two.
You know, some infielders. I don't know what they're doing with who put this together, but someone in the infield is gonna have to move.
Jack Peterson is going to have to take his pearls off and have the pearls play right field.
Yeah, transportation device or something crazy with the magic pearls. Yeah, Alex Dickerson, another good bat for them. Oh wow! So now they've got their the players and the coaching staff that could have played, but no, they're like, oh, let's not play for Israel. Let's just coach them. This guy Kinsler and Euclid. Now they finally decide. Wow, Josh Zeed, Brad Osmus, former did he
Astros, I believe.
Hinch was maybe he is part of the Astros coaching staff, but yeah, Hinch was the manager. Now he's for the manager of the Tigers. But yeah, Osmus, good catcher in his day. So they got a good coaching staff.
Yeah, their coaching staff is a lot better than their players.
Yeah, that's for sure. Remember, one of their coaches is gonna have to play outfield.
Put Ian Kinsler in the outfield.
Yeah. Yeah, they might win a game. They might sneak one in there.
Yeah, if they're lucky.
Yeah, if they don't play the other top three. So the last one here would be Nicaragua.
Yep.
Just off with a bang here. Let's see if there's anybody we know here. Kevin Gadea looks sort of familiar. Erasro Ramirez, JC Ramirez. That's about all I reckon. Oh, Loizaga. Yeah, Jonathan. They called him. They were calling him like Mini Mo. I think they said they were starting to compare him to Mariano Rivera, putting a little much pressure on him at an early age.
Yeah. I think that's the only name that I actually recognize.
What, Loizaga? Yeah. They only got two catchers. Wow. Elvin Novoa, Chesler Cuthbert. That's sounds familiar.
Oh, Alex Blandino. I do recognize that name.
Yeah. Let's see. Ivan Marin's sort of familiar. Maybe Williams Vasquez somehow. In their outfield, I don't really know their outfield too well either. But coaching staff, let's see. Anybody? Winston Davia, sort of familiar. Sandor Guido, he's probably one of the first Nicaraguan MLB players, I believe. But yeah, that's about that for about all I recognize. Anybody else for you?
No, that's it.
Yeah, they got some faces, but unfortunately, this time around, not too many recognizable. So they're probably a little less than the other. I guess comp would be Colombia, probably a little less than them.
Yeah, I think as far as like competitiveness, I think that Pool A has the most competition as far as like who's can get out. Either Pool A or Pool C. I could see Pool A and Pool C kind of having some competition, but the Pool B and D are kind of straightforward. Who's going to advance?
Yeah, Pool B for sure. Japan, Korea. I mean, that's basically a lock. I mean, I would be shocked if anybody else advances. Maybe Australia in an upset, but I would be surprised.
Well, no, we can't have Australia. We wouldn't hear the end of it from Marco. We cannot let that happen.
Yeah, every day to keep mentioning it.
Every day for the rest of eternity.
It would live on in his yarn forever.
Yeah.
But Pool D is going to be a massive fight for that second spot between Venezuela, Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico. I mean, usually it would be, but Puerto Rico's little less. But they're still going to be probably fighting with Venezuela. But I think Venezuela should have the edge.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And then, like you said, Pool A. That's they're kind of all like spread out and kind of even as far as I can tell, unless like I see Chinese Taipei was ranked way up there in the world rankings, so like fourth or something. So they might sneak in over Cuba, but as far as I'm concerned, I think it's Netherlands and Cuba. But any others could sneak in.
Yeah, I don't know how like the playoffs or how like the bracket stage would come about as far as like who would match up. I think that's going to be, who's going to advance and who's going to go on.
Should we do a real quick a finals, the last two teams prediction, and move on to the finals for the rBBL, like what you wanted to?
Yeah, I do want to bring at least, wrap it around to have some continuity.
Who in the finals? Who do you think the two teams are going to be?
I'm not too familiar. So how does so is it like Pool A plays Pool D or how does that work?
Yeah, I was gonna check the schedule. We're kind of running short on actually predicting the games and stuff for the schedule, but we kind of did the summary of that. But I'm not certain, but I believe that USA and Japan have a chance to face each other in the finals, from what I briefly saw and something else I pulled up. So if you look according to that, then whatever bracket Japan is in, then let's check the teams again. Pool B, Japan. So it might be Pool A and Pool B, and then Pool C and Pool D as the splits between B and C. If it's that, then it might not. Unfortunately, it might not be like a USA Dominican Republic, because that would be insane if it was that in the finals. But
Yeah, because I think that honestly that would be my would determine. But I think Japan, Korea, USA, and Dominican are kind of like my top four.
yeah. If it was USA and Japan, that would be legendary. With like Trout going against Otani.
Oh yeah, that would be great. I think that would be my prediction, but depending on how the bracket goes, I could see Dominican sneaking in there.
Or if Venezuela made it out to the finals and they got to represent the Caribbean world and finish off Miguel Cabrera's WBC career, that'd be pretty cool too.
That would be a nice storybook ending.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome, because he's been the all-time WBC most. He's been every single one, so it'd be a way to finish off.
That's gonna do it for that, I think. Now let's briefly kind of go over some of week 3 from the 01.
Yeah, let me get the sheets up.
The spreadsheet pulled up. Well, first of all, you've played a few games with your team. How are you feeling about your roster and your outlook? Your just kind of general gameplay that you've played with your teams in this rBBL style of gameplay.
Yeah, you know what? How I feel about my team, it kind of changes from day to day. I think I mentioned that to you before. Like, oh man, I wish I didn't play my game 2 Saturday.
Yeah.
That was bad. But I feel like it's a pretty solid team I built. I just unfortunately wish I would have drafted more speed if I could. But it just feels like the really good speed options were mostly taken when it came around to my point in the draft. So I was kind of like, I'm a TCA. I need to go for like power bat, 80 power, plus that aren't like atrocious on the field. So I was trying to build something like that. Is once I realized it's like an ultra speed team wasn't going to be a real option for me. But the power can be kind of inconsistent. I just hope my like the last game was encouraging against the Wizards Nets that Frank like Big Hurt really brought the pain, I guess, because he was able to put up a run. So I was actually kind of surprised by that. That was nice to hear that my defense was good that game apparently, and that Frank was like being a nuisance.
Yeah, I really like your roster as far as like what you built for a TCA team.
Yeah.
I know you got Frank, you got Faye Dawson. I think that's the Wangan clone.
Yep.
You got I think you got Perry Marks as well.
Who I think is actually hitting over 900 right now, which is pretty insane.
That's pretty cool.
For his low contact.
You got Larry Walker, Sophie Meyer. That's the
Big Mac
McGuire clone. You got Cal. You got the legendary Brett Olson.
Who is, I'll tell you this, he's a lot better in rBBL than he would be online. That's for darn sure.
And you also got Hunt Stunts, Mariners legend, PJ Sharif.
Yep, I had to represent the champ there with bring a little piece over onto my team. That hopefully it serves him good there for me too. He's I actually really like him as a leadoff hitter. He's a pretty incredible round 9 pick, to be honest. Like, he hit a homer at Ekman Acres for me.
Wow.
With a line drive swing. I was shocked at that. Like, so he's a serviceable player for a 9th rounder.
Yeah, with the power ups, that actually, it's a decent pick for that.
Yeah, that made me think like leadoff power up. Yeah, might work there. Why not try it? So there's a way to spread out.
Yeah, you definitely got a really good roster for your home games. It's really going to depend on how well you do on the road.
Yeah. I just gotta next game at Parks. I gotta really step it up. That was not one of my better shows there. That's for sure. A little frustrating, but they happen from time to time.
Yeah, because your first game at TCA, you scored 25, and then the next game you scored 3.
Right, yeah, I know, and I think I eliminated you in the process. I think you were one of the coaches that picked me for that matchup.
I did not get eliminated with that one. I got eliminated this past time with the simul stream between Silver and Wizard.
Oh, it was I think Question Monkey that I eliminated then.
Might have been. Yeah. I know there was a few.
Yeah. I think 3.
Yeah, Mike Madness got us. Got a few of us.
Yeah. Hats off to that, man. I think he had 13 Ks with Randy in his game. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I was watching that. His pitching with Hellerman was really good.
Yeah, he's really came a long way from when I was playing him online. Like his pitching improved drastically. I'm really impressed with his overall pitching and stuff. He's getting better.
Yeah, but as far as you was there anything, looks like that Wizard was just in like the extra hard mode of pain, only putting up a +1 against your defense.
I guess so. It must have been one of those very hard, super hard mode games, because that's kind of surprising for his home park and being a really good solid veteran. I believe I'm not sure how many seasons he's been in it for, but I think I heard from Emery that he's been one of the better rBBL players. So
yeah, I believe since season 5 was the first one that he was in, so he's been in there for a while.
Yeah, just one of those rare, unfortunate, bad games that happen to all of us.
Yeah, we all get them occasionally. But you're 2-1 right now, tied for first place in the division with Loba.
Yep, tied with Loba, who's next on my matchup for this week, which is going to be intriguing. Both the only two TCA guys, so it's like going to be battle for TCA. You know how Schlim and Eights had their was that Milwaukee's best rivalry or whatever.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be like TCA's best.
Yeah, and also because both of them have been in it the rBBL since the beginnings in season 1.
Right, the founders. Yeah.
Yeah, so now it's you and Loba. It's kind of like the Loba's been in it since season 0.
Yeah.
But and you just came on, but I mean, it's a battle of online really solid online players.
Yeah, and Loba was one of the first ones that I played online too, probably second or third. Because the other, I think anybody before him, they just kind of like disappeared by now. But but yeah, Loba and Huntsett were probably the first two that I actually like played. Yeah, well over 10 plus games with. So that's what got my start into the league.
Yeah, that's definitely a really interesting matchup going into next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, Loba had some, but not putting as much offense as I thought he would. I thought Loba was just going to kill it and be scoring like 20, 30 runs each game, but he's been kind of struggling with it. I don't know what's going on with it, but
yeah, because on his speed runs or whatever he does, like he puts up those ridiculous high total scores, but it's probably on. It may not be on. I don't think he's on hard mode, of course, but
yeah, I believe he's playing on easy, but he's put up like 400 runs.
Yeah. So he can hit.
yeah.
But I think what he mentioned was like he's hitting the ball so hard with his slower bats, especially like pull left-handed like Joan May and Mikey Thomas. They're so slow that they hit it so hard against the smash the glass, it bounces back on the field, and they get like thrown out, chugging along to second, or to just get stuck at first, and it's not like super ideal. So it's just kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, that'll definitely be a really good matchup. I know another one that we had in week 3 that was really good was crazy. I think it was I don't know, the Giants and the Royals.
Yeah.
I think the Giants were that was actually I think that's Titanium.
Yep.
17-20. That was a really offensive scoring game. Anyone could have won that game. Vizuri's in first place, and again in the American League, only undefeated team in the American League.
He started off last season first place too.
Yeah, last season he put up some like 40-50 games. Like it was like he was off. His team had like an offensive, like every single player either had like really good speed or really good power, and he had like 4 players that had 100 power.
That's insane.
So it was one of the best offensive teams like ever drafted.
Oof. Yeah, that'll put you in first place. I don't know what will.
Yeah, and it looks like he's up to the same thing this year. Got a plus 20 and a plus 27 already that on the record for this season.
Yeah, because he's responsible for all the highest run differential losses, right?
Yeah.
The 2, 3 like Titanium once, and then 8s twice. Oh man, that's brutal.
The Evil Rays squeaked out a win against Question Monkey 12-9. It's another rookie.
I saw the end of that game. That was I think I saw the last half or so. That was kind of, it was sad but hilarious to see the curse of Bonds live on. But like I'm just kind of like getting caught up on, I guess, hearing the stories and stuff. Oh man, that was a oof.
Yeah, Crazy finally gets a win against the Expos. I think that was Arco filling in that game for Martian Man.
Yeah.
I know that roster is not the easiest to score runs with. But yeah, Crazy finally gets aboard. We talked about your game. The Braves and the Padres. That game is currently going on right now. And Toast is playing it right now. I'm going to kind of look at the preview, and it looks like there's a good chance that I'm going to win. But I'm not going to. I might have jinxed myself right now. Who knows?
He puts up a monster, I think.
Yeah, Team Fish putting up only a +9 at Ekman, but they have those 300 speedsters of Pete Wheeler, Starr, and Stewart. So
Must be something to do with the lack of bounces there because they got a lot of room to run, but it's
yeah, the Bombers were played on extra hard mode. Could not beat the AI. -2, just pain.
oh man, those hurt.
We got the Monsters and the Reds. That's Yura, the commissioner,
Mm-hmm.
beating Personizel 15-13. Really solid score from Personizel, but just not enough to get over the greens.
Another one of those undefeated matchups where it's just like, oh gosh, you play a great game, but it's still not enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, the green meme team is pretty funny.
And then the Cubs, I believe that's Matitude,
Yep, good, but
putting up a +13 against Alex's Red Sox. A really solid, steal game from him.
yeah,
And then the Mariners beat Bobby 12-8. The Blue Bats beating the Red Flashes in that one.
that was an insane last inning. That I believe it was Bobby that had it. Sandy.
Yeah, it was tied going, and then it went to extras, and then he put up like 10 runs in that inning.
Something crazy like that, at least 8 to 10, somewhere around there. It was unbelievable. Like, and I think I mentioned that in the in the comment section, and I didn't realize that Eshland hadn't played his game yet, and so I had to delete it. But it ended up like I think I commented something like, "At least you got going into extras, you got the one extra inning to put up a big score." And sure enough, that's what happened. I had to delete it like within 5 seconds. But yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy, and yeah, like the National League is just like full of players that have like good records. Because if depending on the result between the Padres or Toast that's playing right now, if I win, the National League West will have a 4-way tie for first place at 2-1.
Goodness.
And then the National League East has the Cubs are 2-1. The White Cubs are 2-1.
There you go.
That's Matitude. And then the Fishes are 3-0 and the Monsters are 3-0. So there's a possibility of 5 2-1 teams and 2 3-0 teams.
Oh wow.
Between the 11 teams in the National League. That is just bonkers. Like how.
Goodness. So there's 3 total undefeated teams right now.
Yep, we got Visery, Yura, and Chris.
Yeah, I think Visery and the Fishes have a chance to go undefeated the whole way through. Because that 100 speed team, man, that's just 3 of them. That's insane.
Yeah, that might be the possible World Series matchup for the 01 League.
Yeah. The only weakness I think the Fishes have is maybe the weak arms, but that's basically it. Because I think the speed is just going to be enough to dominate. Be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm sure you wish that's not the case because you want to be in the World Series.
Right? Yeah, they're going to catch everything. You better hit a homer, or you're not going to do it.
Yeah, I guess that the question is, out of those 3 teams, who's going to lose first?
Oh wow! Don't want to put anybody on the spot here, but I guess since I called out 2 of them already, I guess that would mean the meme team might be the first to chalk up that first L. But isn't he the all-time wins leader for rBBL or something like that since?
I believe that's crazy, but Yura is second, and that's only because Yura didn't play one season, I think, or I think it might have been like season 5 because there was 2 leagues, but there was 2 different rule sets.
Gotcha.
And he didn't play one of them or something, or part of one, so I think that's really the only reason why.
Yeah, but that'd be pretty cool though if he does pull off a undefeated season with a meme team like that. Would that be a first if that's ever happened to do it with a meme team?
Probably, but I mean it's a meme team, but you got like really good players on it. Yeah. So I mean it's pretty good for a meme team.
Yeah. Pick the right ones for the meme, that's for sure.
And do you know what's gonna be? What I can't wait for this matchup, and I hope it actually. I hope it. Well, they're in the same division, so we actually just had it. So we had the green team against the green reds.
Oh, did you?
This past weekend, no one mentioned that.
Oh,
No
wow.
one thought of that.
That's crazy. It just slipped by everybody.
Yeah. So, but they play in the same division, so we got one more matchup of that. So
Oh, my goodness.
that slipped by everyone.
Well, they've already got another chance at it.
Yeah, but I think I think we've been going at it for a while. I don't know. Is there anything else that you wanna mention about the rBBL or anything you wanna mention? Because I know like with you also you subbed in for the online league and you almost made the World Series as well. So
Yeah, that was quite a ride. That's for sure.
yeah, you went from someone that hated playing with generics to now you can't stop using them.
Well, I guess Perry would be that guy that one of the carryovers. I had two of them, I believe, from the my online team that carried over with the clone, the Faye Dawson clone, and then the generic Perry. So they both really had pretty solid seasons in the online league. So and they're off to I think Faye's off to a decent start and Perry's off to a ridiculous start. But yeah, so if they can end up doing anything like they did last season, then it should be a fun year.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it, and I'm really excited to see what you're gonna put up against Lopa. Maybe we need to make that a simul stream.
Yeah, we might. Yeah, we might have to do that. Might have to message Loba after this and see if.
I mean, selfishly, that'd be really entertaining.
Yeah, it would be pretty neat. I'll have to see if he's. Yeah, I think he usually plays his games pretty early, so if he probably hasn't played it yet, but I'll have to check with him on that.
Yeah, but yeah. Unless there's anything else you wanna talk about, I think that's gonna do it. You have to talk about more about the online league some other time.
Yeah, for sure. I'd be glad to join again some other time in the future. And yeah, I really appreciate all the effort you guys put into this stuff. And shout out to LTC, Little Toon Cat, for making this all possible. Or else this wouldn't be happening right now.
Yeah. He's the goat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but thanks for hopping on. I really enjoyed talking about the rosters for the World Baseball Classic. I know that's something that haven't really had a time to dive into some of the like the IRL sports leagues, but I always really enjoy talking about those type of things. So if you ever want to talk about if anyone wants to come on and talk about certain happenings that are going on in whatever one of the kind of like the major sports, especially baseball or football, since those are the two kind of major backyard sports. If anyone wants to talk about any of the IRL leagues or whatever, like the NFL or Major League or World Baseball Classic or any kind of thing like that, just let me know and try to schedule it. Or if you just want to come on just in general to talk about the rBBL or the online league when that gets going, send me a message and we'll try to put you on. Pretty well booked, surprisingly. Got a lot of people coming on for like the first half of the rBBL season, but the second half schedule's wide open. So if you want to come on after the All-Star break, let me know and put you on the schedule.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it. Anyone more come on? It'd be great. I enjoy listening to your podcast. You do good work and have good guests.
Well, thanks for that. I really appreciate that, and thanks again for Freakshow for coming on. And so that's gonna do it for us at Backyard Sports Center, and we'll see you guys either on Match of the Week or the next episode. See ya.
All right, have a good night, everybody.